Hello YouTube, RJ. Hey, this is going to be for something a little bit different kind of video. On my OWON review video of the little OWON 1041 voltmeter, I had a viewer comment questioning, how do you read the voltage out through the USB port? And that's not something I can really answer on a comment easy, but I could sure make a video real quick to kind of show and walk you through what I did. Now, I'm not going to pull up, I have a pretty long set of code for running my little test chamber that runs a bunch of instruments on the bench. I wanted to kind of scale it down, so I took a moment and just wrote a little small, simple little program using Python. Now, he didn't say what he was writing in, so I pulled up Python because most people fairly easy to understand Python. So here's what we're going to do. The first thing you need to do if you want to do this is you need to get a copy of the OWON Digital Multimeter Programming Manual. And I'll put this in the description, the link to this in the description of this video. And basically, it's going to give you all the information about the different SCPI commands, SCPI language, that in formats and such on this meter, which they're fairly standard, but they tend to have slight variations from instrument to instrument. But to measure, which is what he's asking about, we literally want to look at the measure command, MEAS with a question mark. Question mark indicates in SCPI that basically I want some information. Please reply back to me and give me something. Okay, so let's go to page 16, take a quick look at that before we jump into code. And it says the command mesh is, this is the syntax. If you're running dual display, returns the main and the sub display, or it returns the main display if you're in a single display mode. So we're running a single display mode at the moment, and the return format, return measured results by scientific notation. Okay, this is important to catch because different instruments send different things back, but in this case, it's going to be scientific notation, so just be ready to format it out to something usable for yourself. So based on that, let's go look at some code real quick. Okay, here's the code. Basically, here we're just bringing in the serial, importing serial decimal because we're going to use decimal down here. Time, because I put the sleep command in. I need to import time, and then I'm going to set up a COM port. You're going to have to plug your meter in, power it on, although I think when it's powered off, it still opens a COM port on this particular meter if it's power to it. Go to your computer and find out what virtual COM port did it create. It's going to create a COM3, a COM4, 5, 6. You've got to find which one. If you can't tell, unplug the USB and plug it back in on the meter and watch which one comes and goes on your Windows machine. Once you know what COM port, you're going to have to assign that. You're going to have to use that. And then what you're going to do is in Python, what we're doing here is we're calling serial to open up a port for serial. And we're going to define that as virtual COM port. The particular meter is set for 115/200 for speed, and I use a timeout of 1. Once that's defined, then we go down, and here is a subroutine to get the voltage from the meter. So our little program is pretty simple. As long as 1 is less than 3, which should be forever, we can get rid of this line that do not use that at this point. So forever, as long as 1 is less than 3, we're going to print, get the voltage value. We're going to wait 1 second, and then we're going to come back and do it again. So if you go up here, what are we doing? We're taking and writing out to that port we opened here the command. And the B means it's binary in Python. We're sending out this text stream, MEAS capitals now, MEAS question mark, and the slash end is end of line, new line. And then what we're doing is we're turning around and we're reading back a line from the serial volt. So serial volt, the serial port for the voltmeter, we send the command and then we read out whatever line comes back. When we do that, that line is going to be that exponential value. Okay, we're going to decode it because it's a Unicode string. And then we're going to return a formatted value of serial data. So serial data is this decoded serial data. So we take the line value variable and we decode it into serial data, and then we're going to turn it into a decimal, format that out into a string format, and we're going to print that. Wait 1 second and repeat over and over again. It's that straightforward. You can freeze this and look at the code. Whatever language you're working with, you're going to have to convert this over. Like I said, I don't know what you're programming in. I don't know if you're programming in C or C# or what you're working in, but this is a little Python snippet that'll hopefully get you going. So right now I have the meter hooked to the power supply on the bench. It's got about 3.5 volts going at it. So if we go up and rerun this, we'll run it without debugging. We should start getting values back, and we are. It's reading 3.5025. So 26, 27, bouncing around just a little bit, 28, 27. So let me do this. Excuse the squeaky chair as I get up. I'm going to walk over and change the power supply voltage and let you see that it's reading live time from the meter. Okay, let's I'm going to change the voltage now to, let's drop it at 2.5 roughly. Okay, just dropped it to 2.5, and we should see a change. And we do, and so there we are. We're reading from the USB port directly into our software. It's pretty straightforward, as you can see, nothing complicated. Hopefully that jump starts you. Hopefully this video kind of gets you an idea of where you're going. I hope I understood your question and this is what you were asking me for. If you don't mind, drop another comment back in and let me know whether this was helpful, whether this was what you were asking, and if anyone else this helps, put a note in. Let me know that it helped you. All right, that's the end of the video. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit, and I hope to see you in another video. Thanks a lot, guys.